Let's go!
I want to see Makoto. I want to see a buff-ass Makoto in this game. She's literally going to punch you in the balls until you die. Dude, imagine Makoto in this game with like all the crazy physics shit. Imagine her doing, you know, Seishin Gozansuki, boom! And she sits there and holds the pose, and she's all flexing and shit, and the wind is hitting her. Imagine that in Street Fighter 6. God, dude. Let's just cover it, because now it's like everyone's all big, happy, and hyped about Street Fighter 6. We've discussed the future of the game and where it could go, but I kind of want to get into characters at this point. Let me look at the actual, what they've done so far. Maybe we can get an idea. Are they trying to be as unpredictable as possible? 3 returning Street Fighter V characters if you count Aki, being like the Fong. Rashid, Ed, and then they did the exact same thing around the first season of Street Fighter V, which is that you make Akuma DLC. You just make Akuma DLC. He's going to be DLC from this point forward in every single game. That's smart because Akuma was awesome in this game, and he still is one of the most played characters. So everything of Season 1, this makes sense to me. Them bringing back a whole bunch of Street Fighter V characters was definitely a choice. I feel like this was, we can do you right, you know? Rashid was easily the most popular of like the new Street Fighter V characters, so they're like, okay, he's the most popular, but Ed wasn't as much the most well-received. Ed was well-liked. I think he is now, but do you remember how dumb this guy looked in SF5, my dude? No, I think I disagree. The same thing where it's like, let's take Fong and make him actually look cool. I feel like this is like, we can make some of our Street Fighter V heroes look way better. And I'm like, they did a very good job with that. Bison, Terry, Elena, Mai, outside of 2 guest characters, bringing Bison back. Elena just coming back is random. Another Street Fighter 3 character. And then Terry and Mai guests, okay? And no more bosses, no more bad guys. Actually, I just realized Sagat's a boss. He's one of the kings. Okay, we see a pattern. Secret boss, final boss, one of the 3 kings. It leads me to think that maybe, just maybe, and in the next season, we're either gonna have like Balrog or Vega. I think Balrog also not being in the game is very interesting, that he hasn't shown up yet. However, what does Balrog mean? Being a heavyweight punch boxer guy? We already have Ed as like the fisticuffs close range street fight guy. So if we're gonna put in Balrog, does that just eliminate Dudley? And I'll say for me personally, I want Dudley in this art style so much, dude. I want Dudley in this engine so much. Like, I want the super combo heavy boxer. Ed is grabbing you with like psycho boogers and shit and throwing out fireballs. Like, Ed is as much a boxer as Ryu is. So it's like, he's not a straight traditional boxer in any way. And Balrog would very much be like big punchy McFist guy, right? We really don't have the big combo boxer. You don't have like the Vanessa style character. So I feel like that could be something that would be nice to see. What was the theme of each season? This is just Street Fighter 2, 3, 4, weirdo. 2, 3, 5, 5, 5. No, nothing makes any sense. I don't think I'm able to pull anything from this chat. Like, I don't think even having the idea that Claw's gonna come back or Balrog is gonna come back is even a good call, because still no character in this is technically completely brand new. Aki is new, but she's also like very much completely retooled, completely reprocessed Fong. Let's just give you a new version of Fong that doesn't suck. Yeah, good call. And everybody likes her. And the reason they did this was because so much of the core roster of Street Fighter 6 was full of new characters. Like, they dedicated a very sizable amount of the launch roster to brand new characters. I'm gonna say it's probably time for them to come around on that. It definitely feels like we're at a point where 4 seasons in, the chance or probability of us getting new characters probably pretty high. How many? I don't know. At least 1. Let's talk about like the most desirable characters that are gonna show up. But a rival schools character? I mean, they did that before. I'm going Dudley, Makoto. Who are the ones that are like really desired? The ones that are really asked about? Sean, Sakura. I'd imagine Vega or Balrog, both of them. It's weird that they're not in here. Yoon and Yang? To a degree. Urian, I don't know if I feel that as much. Yeah, I think Dan's a good call. G coming back specifically, I don't know if I feel there being a very large, it would have to be Q or something like that. They should just bring it back around and make it Q. I feel like I love that, but I don't feel like that's gonna happen. You know what I mean? I don't think that's like a high up on the list. I ain't feeling Guy because we literally have the new age Bushin Ryu character. We already have Kimberly. I mean, Saddam would be neat, but ain't nobody flipping out at the Saddam trailer. What else is up there, Chad? That's like actually like things that'll knock this off. We're talking top picks, not mid-level picks. Characters that'll make everybody like, wow. Evil Ryu? I don't know if people want that anymore. I think it would obviously do very well if they did an Evil Ryu. And it's almost weird to have a Street Fighter game not have an Evil Ryu of some kind. Yeah, I mean, new character I think will happen, but it's hard to predict what a new character is going to be because it's new, you know? They're actually new. Fei Long isn't a bad call. I could see that being a high pick. Cody as well. I agree. I don't know if there's many more. Dudley, Makoto, Sean. I think Dudley, Makoto, and Sakura are the top of the list. Just over the years, how many people have we heard talking and asking for this shit? Dudley, Makoto, Sakura have definitely been up there. Poison to be pretty high too. Illuminati characters? I don't think people know what the fuck that is. Give me Rufus. No, I don't know about that. Yeah, I think this is like almost in order of popularity. Any of these announcements get people pretty happy. Ones that I want to see. Q, Dudley, Sean. And you know what? If this is going to go in order, Dudley, Sean, Q. That's what I want. And it's all Street Fighter 3 characters. I don't want to see G again. I want G to evolve. G needs to evolve into the weird asshole that he eventually becomes or some shit. Or Mika. She was a mainline character, like launch roster character. Zeku. Not against it. I just didn't like his fighting style too much in 5. The bitch was just Strider. The dude was literally Strider. And he was like the beginning of the Striders, but his playstyle was a little weird. Even me, a mega Strider hardcore guy, even I didn't vibe with him too much. Ibuki, she's been in a lot. She was in 3, 4, and 5, so she's been in a lot. Guests. Tekken. There's a good chance that Tekken could show up. Even Capcom crossovers. What is Capcom crossover with? Darkstalkers? KOF? I want Kyo. If there's one character that they could introduce to this that is like SNK adjacent again, I don't think they will, but I would be really down for Kyo fight style in this game. Holy crap, dude. Oh, damn. That would be crazy. Scorpion or Sub-Zero showed up in this game. That would be nuts. They would not be able to, you know, rip the dick off a character and shove it up their ass and then rip that ass open, but that would be crazy, dude. And the thing is, a Mortal Kombat character showing up here is way more likely than a Street Fighter character showing up there. Either way, the only reason I think that that could possibly happen is because NetherRealm's in a spot, WB's in a spot where they kind of might need to do stuff like that, you know? You know what? Yeah, and I just realized Street Fighter 6 is pretty much a Japanese game made for Japanese players, and Mortal Kombat ain't that. We know it's true, chat. This game is so big over in Japan that it's insane. Guilty Gear? I mean, that would be crazy. Seeing Soul Bad Guy rendered in Street Fighter 6 visuals would be kind of insane, dude. If there's one character that's the most combat capable in Resident Evil, it's main character. It's definitely Leon. Virtual Fighter crossover? Yeah, I think that could happen too. All I'm gonna say is that my headspace is hovering in things that make sense. So my imagining is that we don't know if they're gonna do this. Granted, this was the only time that Capcom ever went down the guest character route, not within their own franchises. The only time they ever did this was in this season in Street Fighter. The first time it happened was when the Alphas, when they brought in Final Fight characters, and then they eventually brought in Akira from Project Justice and Rival Schools. Very cool, mind you. But this honestly could be a one-off, and they just never do it again because Capcom and SNK are clearly going to be making a CVS game at some point. We know Capcom versus SNK is out there somewhere. How far away it is, I don't know. I think this about lines up with everything I feel that could possibly happen, at least at this point. It'll be interesting to see when season 4 happens, how much of this lines up. My guess is that there's at least one new character. But I think the top picks of characters that just get everyone hyped and excited: Dudley, Makoto, Sakura, Sean, Vega, Balrog, Dan, Fei Long, Cody. All characters that have been requested for a long time. No, Minot is crazy. Bro, go look at the usage charts of Minot in Street Fighter 5. They are not high. The amount of people that use that character was shockingly low. What I want, Dudley, Sean, and Q, these are the two that I've been asking for a long time. But it would be very neat to see G evolve into Q. I think that would be badass. If we do a guest character route in season 4, yeah, doing like a Tekken character, a Darkstalkers, Kyo from KOF or something like that, Guilty Gear and Virtual Fighter, all of them would be mad cool. This is something I said before. Imagine how crazy this would be. Could you even imagine it? How crazy would that show? What does it mean? What about Tokon? So many questions. What's happening? Like, that will never fucking happen, but could you even imagine it? Like, like, what's happening? Cyclops Fitzmore. Yeah, you know what? I'll leave this. Fair. Yeah, you know what? That's even better. Fuck Wolverine. Long ass claw having, no fingernail cutting bitch. Definitely Cyclops. Good call. And then him and Ryu will shake hands. Oh, bro. Wow. It literally writes itself.